Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Testament of Sherlock Holmes. Now, last time we were here, we managed to find a little map inside of a certain employee of the morgue's coat. And that led us here, and with some tools also found there, we managed to get into this place. So, this would seem to be the lair of the murderers
Here,
of
this
the bishop.
hut is on the map. Let us search it from top to bottom, Watson.
Oh, what a jumble.
Well, better than the morgue. So near as we can tell, we've traced the two murderers, at least 2 out of 3, I believe it was, to this particular location. What do we have here? Note to all employees: fell the lover's tree to make place for another grave. If the family doesn't end, if the famine doesn't end, we can expect a lot of customers. Chief P. Long.
How is it that there is no room in this cemetery?
I think we've seen the list of dead, so I think we can guess. A nice axe, just in case.
Impossible to open.
Well, if in doubt.
Bags filled with nails. There are a lot of them. Well, really.
Point of note, that qualifies as, like,
I can see a large crack.
property
I'll
damage.
need something thin.
Something thin. Like a pocket knife?
A hole was drilled a short while ago. There is a sack inside this hole. Let us see what is inside it.
Valuable objects. But what are they doing here?
Being hidden, most likely.
Bags?
Note from the cemetery bandits. I wanted to do what you told me to do, but it didn't all fit in. So I've closed the chest and I've hidden the rest with Romeo and Juliet, the 2 newcomers. Those would be the 2 who are going to be married, David Levy and Sally Petticoat.
We are making headway. How do we know what this means?
This message confirms that we are on the right track.
It confirms we're on a track, but sure. Is there anything else from here? I don't think so. Oh, hello. Inventory. 6 cents. Nope, we'll pass on that. Is there anything else to find around here? I don't think so. They said search it from top to bottom, but I don't think they mean that literally. So where are the 2 to be interred near one another? Well, we know they were digging over here, so let's check it out. That must be the tree they were digging out.
Let us see if the elements analyzed in
Whip.
Baker Street and this cemetery.
Eep, beep, beep, beep. Okay.
Freshly black and this dark. Everything coincides, Watson.
Yep.
The fragments of granite at the bishop's home came from the tombstones of this cemetery.
As well as the rope that was used to restrain the poor man.
Yes. I
One
can't
of
skip
those
this,
used to lower
unfortunately.
the coffins.
I can think of only 2 reasons why anyone should happen to spend a great deal of time in a cemetery. Either he is at rest here, or he works here. At least one of the bishop's murderers is employed here.
We know that already.
If he was at rest here, it would have made our job easier.
Harder. Okay, I should explain that. We had already done that little bit, but alas, the save that I booted up was a few clues short of full roster, as it were, and consequently, I had to shoot through a few of them before I started recording. Evidently, I missed one. Let me see, we're looking for a new grave, I suppose. Something recent, which probably looks quite clean. People who are to be buried together.
This must be the gravedigger's cabin.
Well, judging by the state of this place,
Okay, 2 clues then. But we know that they were to be buried like next to each other, but what do you have to say, Watson?
let's find the
Lover's tree. Well, I'll take a wild guess and say it's one that's been cut into quite a bit then. Maybe this one? Allie and Joan. I can't quite tell what that is. Julia loves Edvin. Eva and Ben, B and L, Maria and Brian, and I love you. Oh, thank you,
Here is
tree,
our
but
tree.
we kind of
Let
have
us
to date our own
examine the
species.
inscriptions.
Okay.
Sally and John. This design was the last to be done. Sally and John is engraved here as a symbol of their love.
I think there might be two entwined hearts. I'm not entirely certain. Okay, what did the note say exactly? Nope. List of recent deaths, nope. Note from the Cemetery Bandits. Hidden the rest with Romeo and Juliet. The two newcomers. So we're probably looking around somewhere.
We must find Sally and John's grave.
Yeah, I gathered that. Could you possibly provide something slightly more useful than that, Watson? I mean, come on, look around. Do your legwork. Oh, hello.
Nothing of interest here.
Oh. Well, that was hopeful.
Nothing of interest here.
Is it going to be an endless stream of that, or am I actually going to find something soon enough?
Nothing of interest.
It's going to be an endless stream of that. Okay, so let's try and pick this carefully. If I had to guess, it'd be near it.
Nothing of interest here.
Oh, seriously? Grr. Well, we know the Lover's Tree is that one. We know Sally and John are new. But they're probably not around here for some reason.
Nothing of interest. Nothing of...
Eh. Sherlock, could you be a little bit more insightful?
Nothing of
Just a little bit, come on. Be a pal.
Nothing of...
Oh, hello. That's a symbol we recognize. I'm still not entirely certain what that's a symbol of.
Yes, it must be there.
Might be a rose, I think, or a flower of some kind. Interesting. This is already overgrown.
I need something.
It won't be a knife. It'll be the shovel. If I had to take a wild guess, it'll be a shovel. I'm making a lot of wild guesses, I realise, but it's the slight trouble with point-and-click
This
games.
shovel belongs to the cemetery workers.
You frighten me, Holmes.
I don't know. Just wait till I'm running at you, screaming and waving it. The trouble with point-and-click games is it eventually and almost inevitably becomes a game of combine X with Y.
This must be the grave.
Just
Dig
keep
quickly,
doing it.
Watson.
Very well, Holmes.
Yeah, no question. He's just about to like empty
A
out a
metal
grave.
box.
Okay, so that is some progress for us.
The lock on this box is rather sophisticated.
This box comes from a bank. The criminals must have held on to it after a hold-up.
But that doesn't explain their connection to the bishop. So, what are we looking for here? What exact... him? What do I do? Ah, I see. Okay. If we assume that we have to reach... There's no way in hell we can reach that number. There's no 0 here. Oh no, there's a 6. My mistake. Okay. So... 464 and there's the 5. Okay. Let me choose. This is going to take me forever, I'm sure. 5. Okay, we can't do that then, because these have to be moved in together. Okay. And then we shuffle around like that. Okay, this is going to be a huge pain very soon. And we have to get the 7 all the way down here. Which we can't move unless it's got a partner. So, reset. Okay, this could take me a while. We have to move them in pairs. We can't shuffle only the one we need. I don't even know how you would engineer this kind of lock. This is absurd. Okay, well, let's get the 4s. Get them to be reasonably in place. And it's 4, 6, 4. And the 7 goes right at the end here. And then followed by the 8 that's right there. that we're not going to be able to move that. Unless it's actually, like, with itself. Hey, here, Right, I'm not entirely sure how to do this. But let's get all the pieces we can in place. 7, 8, 2, 3. Let's get 2 and 3 next to each other if we can manage that. Okay.
There we are. It is simplicity
Accidental,
itself.
but sure. Not exactly simplistic. We had no lead there whatsoever. That was a lot worse than the bishop's one. Okay.
This key must be important to be hidden here.
Free guess is what this was used for.
Covered in blood.
They're coming to get you, Holmes.
Holmes, there is someone in that hut.
I saw, Watson. Come, and keep your revolver at the ready, just in case.
Well, we have their weapon.
These candlesticks are undoubtedly stolen.
Okay, I think that's everything. So we know someone's over here.
Open up. We're not the police. Do not be alarmed.
Although we are
That's a
armed.
strange way of reassuring someone.
Ah, the old days.
Holmes, they are children. My God, one of them is hurt.
What you want? Don't come any closer. Are you the
We
police?
just said
Don't
we
be
aren't.
afraid. I am a doctor. I'm going to look at your friend's wound.
Wait, Watson. I've got some questions to ask these children.
This is urgent, Holmes. In this filthy place, the risk of infection is very high, and the wound could get worse with every second lost.
The immediate danger for these children is not so much the wound as Mr. Fletcher.
Who?
Look at the wound, Watson. It's thin and precise. It was made by a sharp, well-kept blade. Any other blade, less well-kept, would have torn the tissue around it, and its size would be irregular.
So what does that imply?
In this area, who would take such great care with a blade? A butcher, of course. And the only butcher in the area is Samuel Fletcher, who at this moment is replacing a window that has been forced open. He's a man to hold grudges, as anyone around here will tell you.
I don't know how you
Children
knew
are in
this, but
danger.
sure.
A man as skillful with a knife as a butcher, and with a bad reputation to match, could easily strike a fatal blow by cutting the child's jugular. If he hasn't done it, it's surely because these little thieves broke into his shop at night to steal a piece of meat. The poor lighting in this area saved them. I can assure you that Mr. Fletcher has spent the day trying to trace these children, and if he finds them, wounds will be the least of their problems.
That is a lot of information
true.
to pull out of your hindquarters like
Don't
that,
let the butcher
Holmes.
find us.
Eek. Is that how I sound to people sometimes? Wow.
Dr. Watson will see to your wound, but the treatment won't be free. I don't need to remind you that life is hard, you know that already. Give me the address of a certain Kurtz, and the doctor will dress your wound. No address, no treatment.
I think Watson might object to this.
I can't tell you, mister. Kurtz is a dangerous madman.
Holmes, you go too far. You have frightened the poor child.
Poor indeed, but maybe we can alleviate that.
I could give Mr. Fletcher a compensation for the damage to his property, and he would certainly give
By
up
which he
trying
means
to
Watson.
find you then. But for that, you'll have to cooperate.
Or else...
Or else he'll likely find a less agreeable way of repairing the damage.
Wait, mister. I know everyone here. I'll help you. Only protect us from the butcher.
I am looking for Kurtz. Tell me where I can find him, and I'll smooth things over with Mr. Fletcher.
Everyone here knows Kurtz. He's the worst person in the area.
Funny how you can
We
tell
call
me
him
all
the
about the
Colonel
butcher,
because
but
he
you don't know about
fought
that.
against the Zulus in Africa. He got chucked out the army because he's completely crackers. He lives at number 8 Batty Street.
Good. Watson, see to the wound. Then we will
That sounds
settle
like a
the
joke, and yet that
these
also
young
sounds
men.
like a legitimate location. Okay, you'll find Kurtz at number 8 Batty Street. To get there, take the first left turning out of the cemetery, then the first right. The number 8 is on the right at the end of the blind alley. Okay.
We must protect these children from that butcher, Holmes.
It won't be necessary. I've had dealings with Samuel Fletcher before now. He's not the monster I've made him out to be. If he had wanted to kill them, he would have done so, even in dim light. By wounding the little thief, he wanted to warn him never to set foot in his shop again.
That's giving him quite a bit of credit.
Fletcher, Watson.
You mean you lied to frighten those poor children?
Exactly. Clever, wasn't it?
You can see why people might not generally like Mr. Holmes. Although the Robert Downey Jr. version of him is very likable, if tremendously eccentric. Oh.
Well, mister, that's a mighty fine outfit you're wearing there.
My word.
You stand out like a sore thumb, and that's no lie. Watch that you don't get it all dirtied up, but you'd be welcome to come back
Did
to
she
my
eat like
place.
4 or
It's
5 other
not
people from this
far,
street?
And I'd sponge it down for you.
Don't go back to Jenny's place. You'll get malaria.
What is going
Thank
on?
you, madam.
Will
I'm
this be
certain that you
Whitechapel?
will make a very good job of it. That will not be necessary, however. But your thought was a kind one.
We'd best be leaving now, sir.
Here, please accept this sovereign as a token of my gratitude for your concern.
Well, I never. Thank you. That's right, generous of you, my lordship.
You are very welcome, madam.
This would
Madam,
be...
he calls me. Bless my garters. What a gent.
This, I imagine, is Mr. Woodville.
If you're ready now, sir.
Yes, let us go.
And good God, does he sound
What
like
a
a
remarkable
complete
man,
toff.
the Prince Woodville, to talk to such a woman as though she was an equal.
Are you saying she wasn't?
Let's find Batty Street.
Oh, yes, of course. The error. So consequently, there's a big thing on classism. Whereas now it's more of an economic thing than anything else. Meaning, you're not my equal because I can afford to eat easily. Okay, so... Document said... Number 8 Batty Street. To get there, take the first left, turning out of the cemetery. So... that is the cemetery. So we need to then... take the first left. Which I believe is up here. Unless it tells us we can't go that far. It's dangerous to go alone. Take Watson. First left, and then the first right. It's done a dead end. It's also the only right, but okay. The rat hole. How pleasant. And number 8 should be on our right. Tea cakes. Ooh, lovely. Bucks Row? No. Still Bucks Row.
Bucks Row, where Polly Nichols met her death under the knife of the Ripper.
I may have to play that game. Okay. Not to suggest I like seeing poor old, what's her name, die by the Ripper, but you know, might be interesting to see. Have I gone the right way? Let's take a look. First left turning out of the cemetery, then the first right. Number 8 is on the right at the end of the blind alley. At the end of the blind alley, but that's not Batty though. So, seriously, I'm getting caught on that. Wow. Can't be that one then. Or do they mean I had to turn right out of there? Maybe no.
Nothing of interest here.
Yeah. Guessed it. Let's find this place and then we can call it an episode. Where am I likely to find this place? Come on. First left. Well, that was the right out of the cemetery, just by virtue of where it landed us. How very useful. Deliberately point us the wrong direction to start with. And then the first right, which would be this upcoming. Here we are, Batty Street. Solomonovich. Lion noted stout and celebrated ales. Oh my, this is the picture of a... oh, the picture of a desperate location, isn't it? And we are looking for number 8. Well, that's number 6. Here's number 8 for us.
Closed.
You don't say. Is that going to stop us? Apparently not. Or at least apparently, as near as I can tell. But I'm sure it can give us some help. No? Nobody? Okay.
A wine and liquor cellar. He must make a fortune in this area.
Yeah.
What do you think, Holmes?
I was hoping you'd tell me.
Batty Street. Closed.
Seriously, why does that stop me so often? Come on, can we not find anything to use?
Batty Street.
Is there perhaps... Hello? A ladder? Sir, can I... No, apparently I can't. I can't even steal your tools. Okay, that's a little bit of a problem. Ah, well... I think we shall call it there. And we shall find out where Mr. Kurtz is living with the next episode. Catch you then.